Hello everyone, today we will learn how to create Google Calendar event from new Jotform submission. Now Jotform is a form builder application and you all know what is the purpose of Google Calendar. And if you want that every time you receive a new form submission about any inquiry or any event, then that event should be added in your Google Calendar. But this cannot take place automatically because both of these applications do not have a direct connection between them. But what if I tell you we can actually automate this process with the help of Pabbly Connect. We will create such an integration where our trigger will be a new form submitted in Jotform and then our action will be a created event in our Google Calendar. Let us learn how to do it.
So I will show you how you can integrate your Jotform and Google Calendar in such a way that if you are filling up a form, then that information will be used to create an event in your Google Calendar. For example, I have several other forms created over here in my Jotform account, and I will be using my car service booking form over here. I have opened by the link of this form in a separate tab. This is the form that we will be filling, and then this information and this date and time will be used to create an event over here. So let us do it with the help of Pabbly. This is the landing page of Pabbly, and on the right side you can see two options available: sign up for free and sign in. If you don't have an existing account, you have to click on sign up for free. From there you can get some of the free tasks. Because I'm already having one, I will click on sign in and I will be taken to the login page, and clicking on sign in with Google, I will be taken to this page where I can see the applications provided by Pabbly. Because we are going to connect two applications, we will be using Pabbly Connect for that purpose. Click on access now and then I will be taken to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Reaching here, you can see that a big blue button is there on the right side where it's written create workflow. Click on the button and then give a suitable name to your workflow. I will be giving it as Create Google Calendar Events from Jotform Submission. This is the name I've given. Click on Create and a blank workflow will be created for you. Here you will see two boxes. One has trigger written over it and the other has action. What is this trigger and action? A trigger is when this happens, and action is do this, which means that a trigger event will take place in your application that you're going to choose over here. It will also be called as your trigger application. Then you have your action application, and whenever that trigger takes place in your trigger application, it will move ahead towards the action application and the assigned action will be performed over here. So in this case, our trigger application is Jotform, because the form that has been created in Jotform will be filled. That information will be fetched by Pabbly Connect over here, and then it will be further transferred to Google Calendar to create an event. So the trigger event will be new response. Now you will be having a webhook URL in front of you. Now this webhook URL can be called as a link that will connect your Pabbly Connect and your Jotform. You will be using this in the following way. You will go back to Jotform and then choose the form that you're going to work upon. Like we are choosing car service booking form. Go to more on the right side and then choose settings from here. When you come here to settings, you have to go to integrations on the left panel seen over here. When you reach here, you have to search webhook in the search panel. Click on this webhook and then you have to place or paste your webhook over here that you have copied from your Pabbly Connect. So when you click on copy, it will start waiting for a response, which means that it will start waiting for any new submission by any customer in the form that you have created. Copy this from here and see the waiting has been started. Now you go back here and then paste your webhook over here and click on complete integration. It will take 2-3 seconds and say that integration is ready. Click on finish and then come back to Pabbly Connect. Now that it is waiting, you have to go back to this form that we were supposed to fill and then submit the form. Now let us say that I'm available on 17th to give my car for servicing, and the chosen time is 9:30 a.m. for me. So I have chosen this time. I will choose the vehicle type, that is sedan. My car is sedan. I will choose the vehicle number over here and then the model number is Honda Amaze VX. This is the model I have chosen. Now I will choose all the services that I want to be done in my vehicle. So I will choose that check the battery, grease and lubricate components, and check lights, wipers and others. So these three functions are needed to be checked. And if you want to add any special instruction, then you can add that my car needs a good wash. Full stop. So this is the instruction that I have included. Now I will enter the details of the customer. So if I'm the customer, so my name is Sam George. I will enter my phone number and then my address. This is my address and I will click on book now. So it says, thank you, your submission has been received. Now that you have submitted the form in Jotform, because we have integrated it using the webhook URL, this response will be captured in our Pabbly Connect, and as you can see that over here, the response has been received. So the name of the vehicle, the details of the vehicle, the phone number, the name of the customer, the address, and all the details, what needs to be done, what are the special instructions, all have been recorded over here. So which means that our trigger application ran successfully. So we can close this window for now. But now we will be adding our action application. But before that, remember that in this response, you were able to see the date when you want to give your car for servicing. But then when you need to pick up the car back, when you need the car back, you have to specify that as well in your Google Calendar. When you will be creating an event in your Google Calendar, you have to mention the end date as well. And the format has to be in UTC format because Google Calendar requires the date and time in the UTC format. So what are we going to do? You will be adding a step over here of the date time formatter. Date time formatter is a feature that is built inside Pabbly itself. You have to choose the event as format date only because we only need to change the format of the date. It is required in the UTC format by Google Calendar and it is in that format only. Click on connect. No separate way of connecting is required. Now you have to do a little bit of mapping. Mapping is actually that when this date is given over here that you want your car to be serviced on this date, but this date will be different for some other customer because they will be booking some other slot, some other time and some other day. So for that purpose, we will map the data and not write one specific static data. How are you going to do it? You will just see that when you click on this empty field, it will ask you to insert data from the previous step. And for that inserting, they will provide you this drop down menu of all the responses that you have received in your previous step. So select the information from that and map it right over here. Now you have to choose that what format is the date already in. It is in this format, and then you have to choose the format to which you want it to be changed. So we will click on save and send test request and see that yes, the date has been changed in this format. Okay, we will click on this step and also we need an end date. So again, we are going to add a step of date and time formatter because it will help us to add time to that. For example, how much time will it take for the car to be repaired? So we will add and subtract time. We'll choose this event, connect it to Pabbly Connect again, and then we will enter this date because now we have the transformed date over here, the formatted date over here. So you will map it from the date time formatter and choose this result. This is the date that you want to add or subtract the time into. So this is the start date that we already have. Now what is the expression, which means how much more or less you want to make this date. So we want the end date after 2 days. So it will give you an example like plus 1 month, minus 2 days or hours, whichever way you want. So we will write plus 2 days. Okay, so we want that this is the start date and add 2 days to this date, then it will become the end date of the servicing. The format will be this and the from format is going to be the same. Why? Because we don't need to change the format. The format has to be in this way only. Click on save and send test request and see. It will give you the date as 19th. We have chosen the start date as 17 and the end date is 19. The time did not change. The pickup time is same as the dropping time. We will click on save. So our formatting is done till here. We will add now our destination or our last step, that is called Google Calendar. Choose your action application as Google Calendar and add the event as create an event over here. Now when you connect it, you have to choose the simple Google connection way. Click on sign in with Google, choose your Google account from here and allow. And your accounts are connected now. Now you have to fill in further credentials over here that will be required to create an event. When you come back over here and click on this plus button in your Google Calendar and click on event, it will give you this form to be filled, but you are not going to fill this form every now and then. So see, they will need a title, the time, the end date and the start date and all the other information like the location or some other description. So we'll close this because we were just checking that these are all the information that is required basically to fill or to create an event. So what is the title? The title can be the name of the person. So we will enter the name of the person. What it was? Sam, and then the next was George. Okay, this is the title. This is the name of the person. In description, you can enter the details of the car. So you can say sedan and keep giving space because otherwise it will appear like a paragraph. The name of the car, give some more space, and then you can add all the other details like, first of all, enter slash and n. This will do the work of enter key in your keyboard, which means that whatever you're going to type after n will appear in the next line under sedan and Honda Amaze VX. Okay, so now we will write all the important things like what needs to be done. So we will write list of services colon, and then again we'll put slash and n. Okay, and then we'll start writing like this, then slash n. Then what else was required? Grease and lubricates slash n. Then again one more thing was left, and check the battery, and then slash n. And you can also enter the notes from here that my car needs a good wash. So we have entered everything over here. Now what is the location? The person was living somewhere near South Mumbai, so we are entering the location as well. Now we will enter the start date and the end date. So we took the start date from our date time formatter in the first place. See, you can compare the format over here. They have given you this format that your time needs to be in this format, and it is correctly the same. The end date was taken out from the second date time formatter, and this is the end date over here. Now what is the time zone? The time zone was UTC, so you will just choose that. Any guess that you want to add, but remember, in guess section don't enter any name. You have to enter the email address of that specific person. We did not fill any email address, so you can leave this field empty, and no other thing is required to be filled. So you will just click on save and send test request over here and wait for the response from Google Calendar and see. First of all, check for any errors over here. If it says any error, then you have to check into what the error is. But if it doesn't show any error, which means our workflow has been successfully completed, we click on save to save our work till here. And then we'll go back to our Google Calendar to check that is there an event. Yes, Sam George is our customer, and you can just open this event and see. The location is here, the start date and the end date is also given over here. It's the model name and list of services are over here. So this calendar will remind us 10 minutes before this time that has been registered over here, which means that an event has been created by the submission that we received from our Jotform. So let us close all these windows and do a quick recap of the whole workflow that we did. First of all, our trigger application was Jotform. We have already prepared a new form in our Jotform application, and then we filled that form after we connected or integrated it using the webhook URL. Further, we changed the date time with the help of date time formatter, and then we added the end date by adding 2 more days to the existing date with the help of date time formatter again by Pabbly. And then in the end, we had our action application that was Google Calendar. We created an event in our calendar, and we mapped the correct information, the title, the description, the location, the start and end date, and changed the time zone to UTC. Clicked on save and send test request. This response was received, and yes, we went back to check that yes, an event has been created with that information that was retrieved or captured by Pabbly Connect from Jotform form submission. So this was the whole workflow. I hope it helped.
Not just these applications, but you can integrate many other applications using Pabbly Connect. If you have any issue regarding Pabbly, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. You can ask your queries at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any doubts regarding our pricing, then you can connect us through this given website. If you found this video helpful in any way, then make sure to share this with your friends and colleagues to make their life easier by creating automations. We will meet in the next video. Till then, do not forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.